To Comfort You posted the 23rd of February 2019 by Anna von Reitz. I know many of you are suffering and distressed to learn the true condition of our country and to see and know for sure how generations of Americans have been hoodwinked, misrepresented, and defrauded. Many are angry, too. And at first, nearly everyone is confused, disoriented, and overwhelmed. There's so much to learn, so much to take in. Here I am telling you that after a whole lifetime spent thinking of yourself as a U.S. citizen, that you probably aren't a U.S. citizen, and except for maybe a stint of military service, never were. You're an American state citizen instead. You just haven't known that and haven't been made aware of the distinction. Or the advantages of being an American state citizen, either. Federal Titles 8, 11, and 42 give a pretty exhaustive listing, in different spots, of exactly who legitimately can be regarded as U.S. citizens of one kind or another. 1. People born in the actual territories, Guam, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, et alia. 2. People born in Washington, D.C. 3. African Americans but not all African Americans. 4. Native Americans but not all Native Americans, either. 5. Federal civilian employees. 6. U.S. military employees. 7. Dependents of federal civilian and military personnel. 8. Federal elected officials. 9. Foreign political asylum seekers. 10. Federal subcontractors while on the job, includes federal state franchise employees, and alphabet soup agency personnel. 11. Directly chartered federal corporations and their officials. It is this last category that has been applied to virtually all of us. Beginning in 1940, with the Buck Act and related legislation, the Municipal United States Congress conferred free franchises on all of us, and, upon our receipt of these gifts, they then claimed that we donated our good names and all our assets to them. This was done without any notice to us, without disclosure to our parents, and then evidenced by deliberate falsification of our political status via the birth registration process and the creation of completely unconscionable citizenship contracts that went along with the registrations. As babies, we couldn't know that all of this was being done for us by members of the Municipal United States Congress without our knowledge or consent. Our parents weren't told either. It was the perfect crime, until the rest of us figured it all out, and now there is hell to pay and a lot to be done. These things were done with criminal malice aforethought by people on our payroll, acting under assumed contracts obligating them to abide by the provisions of our constitutions and to protect our rights as material interests of the national trust. Fraud and breach of trust on a massive scale was thus perpetuated against the American states and people by our own employees. Millions of Americans have also been mischaracterized as federal volunteers of various kinds to justify claims that we are all federal employees. For example, withholding agents are actually warrant officers in the British Territorial Merchant Marine Service, charged with collecting gift estate taxes as an excise tax mislabeled as an income tax. The Brits are taxing us for the privilege of donating our good names and estates to the Pope, purportedly, and on top of everything else, they are misidentifying us as their own volunteer employees and subjects of the Queen. All of this is fraud against us, pure and simple, but in order to bring a stop to it and to enforce the constitutional guarantees we are all owed, it requires us to wake up, see what has been done to us and by whom, and to take action. I know that this can seem utterly overwhelming at first, but here we are, those are the facts, and yes, we can put a stop to this. You and your beloved country will come through this difficult time. The more of us who become educated and who take up the tasks involved, the better. In order to correct your erring employees without fear of reprisals from them and their misdirected alphabet soup agency subcontractors, it is necessary to establish superior evidence on the public record of who you are and your correct political status. That's job one, because until you do that, they have an excuse to presume the existence of federal persons subject to their jurisdiction and operating under your name. This is how they harass people and steal their property. You have to debunk their presumption of ownership of your name and also any derivative names. We've developed a simple process that anyone can use to establish superior evidence of your identity and political status. For those of you who see the need to make this correction and reclaim your birthright political status as an American, information and examples are posted on my website http://annavonreitz.com/article 928, and templates are available at http://www.paperupnow.com. Very soon there will be direct help available through a new service that will help those who are challenged by computers or other obstacles, and those that just want a little hand-holding. If you are in financial straits, you can have these good folks record your claims and notices for you for the cost of the filing fees, but if you can afford a donation toward their time and materials, do what you can. They are volunteers spending their time to help us all move forward together. Watch my website for the live link coming soon. What else can you do? You can tell your family, neighbors, and friends what is going on. You can educate yourself about the history, about the law, and you can form your own local county and state assemblies. You can take back your country and tell your employees how high to jump. You can stop being afraid of what appears to be your own government. You can finally be at peace in your home on your own land. In the days to come we will join together and demand the repeal of the Buck Act, the Maternity Act, and all other acts of members of the Municipal United States Congress infringing and usurping upon the dignity, rights, and prerogatives of the American states and people, seeking to extend a foreign legislative monopoly onto our soil in contravention of the limitations imposed on the municipal government, mischaracterizing the political status and nationality of American state nationals, and promoting fraud and false claims in commerce against the United States of America unincorporated and its member states. Remember that any law, any act, any executive order that is repugnant to us, those who are the remnant of the people who are party to the constitutions, is null and void ab initio. This includes all the false commercial claims and repugnant legislation that members of municipal and territorial congresses have passed. We were never part of their vicious civil war by definition, and though they may be at war, we are at peace and are owed the law of peace. The reckoning has come, but it must be done logically, intelligently, step by step, and one by one. Every day I meet people who are disoriented, angry, and confused. Many of them want to attack the messenger, me, because the news I bear is unwanted and unpleasant to contemplate. Who wants to admit that they have been gulled and pillaged by the British monarchs and the popes for 6 generations? Who wants to see that it may be the land of the free, but through deceit, betrayal, and guile of our own employees, we have been left permanently at sea? Nobody wants to wake up to that, and yet there is this comfort in it. You can't fix a problem until you know what it is and know that it exists. Please hit subscribe, like, share, embed, and get ready for many more Anna von Reitz article videos.